Welcome back to the Nickel and Dime Football Show. It's your boy Suds. We got the boy on the wheels of steel, the man, the myth, the legend, Drew Harrison at Harrison Comedy on IG and Twitter, all those things. Listen, we are here to talk Week 14 football. A lot of playoff scenarios are coming down to the wire. Is your team gonna make it? A lot of y'all wondering. I don't know. We're gonna talk about it all here. Like, subscribe, follow. Right below. It's Nickel and Dime, baby.
Shawn, you said it best. Is your team gonna make it? I don't think mine is. I think yours is.
Yeah,
but I don't think mine is.
Yeah, it's
and we had a bye.
Damn, that's moribund right there. That's moribund. You know, down in the dumps. My man can't even get a little bit of hope coming off a bye. What does that say?
Because we made some personnel changes, so I'm a bit concerned.
Yo,
more on that later.
Yeah. We gonna speak on that. We're gonna speak on that. But yeah, you would think you had a little bit of hope coming out of the bye, Drew, but still.
Nah, man. I don't know who our quarterback is. I don't know who's calling the plays. I mean, I do, but I don't really know him that well.
Yeah. And we're talking about the Panthers. They have the Falcons coming up this week, and
who's surprisingly been playing better.
They have been, and you know, they got defensive linemen intercepting passes for touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? So
and we like throwing interceptions.
Oh, hey. But no, what I was gonna say is really I stayed away from that game in my locks because like I could make both cases why both teams could win and lose.
Same.
So
same. I was like, I'm not touching that. Yeah. Well, let's get into our Week 13 recap real quick. Made me look like a fool in our locks, and this is what I get for doubting my team, doubting my AFC team. The Herbert and the Chargers take care of business, beat Joe Burrow and the Bengals pretty handily. Like they let him come back, but then it kind of went away from him again.
They did. They like Cincinnati punched those boys in the mouth. Or excuse me. The Chargers punched those boys in the mouth like early. Had them
broke
boys
fingers.
Down. Yeah, that they did. Truthfully, literally 24-0, and then you know they kind of come back. So, bro, the Chargers defense put the clamps on Joe Mixon.
2 picks.
Two
picks as well.
Oh yes, he did. He threw 2 picks, and they were not good ones either.
What Mixon get 50 yards, 50 something?
50 something yards, 2.8 yards a carry, and a costly fumble. Yeah.
Well, I mean, tell the two quarterbacks, Herbert 317 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. Burrow 300 yards, a touchdown, and 2 picks.
Yeah, and the stat line doesn't tell the whole story of Joe Burrow. I think his stat line is a little misleading because he at times did not play well. You know what I'm saying? Like at times he didn't play well, and Joe Mixon didn't help. And I think the formula that they had been riding on these last couple of weeks, Drew, Staley came in with a good game plan. You know, you got to give it to him. To him.
I like it. Definitely mixed up some things in the AFC playoff race.
That it did.
Bengals clinching that last spot. You know, I'm pulling for you guys, but get it together, all right?
Yeah, the funny thing about the AFC race, Drew, is like it's such a fall from grace because Bengals, number 1 seed, now the number 7 seed, Ravens, number 1 seed, now like somewhere in the mix. So it's like each of these wins is going to count, bro. We are not lying to you. Like, you better pay attention.
Well, let's talk about the Ravens lose to the Steelers on a failed 2-point conversion. I mean, kudos to him for going for it. I love it. I love how he's like, we're losing players left and right. We got it. It's ending now, whether we win or lose.
Honestly, I like the candidacy. You know what I'm saying? Like he was very candid about that. And I mean, they just lost Marlon Humphrey. I mean, you know what I'm saying, for the season. And it didn't look like on the play, Drew, it didn't look like it was that much. But listen, just kind of going over why Baltimore lost, bro. Like, what do you think it was? Like, I think it was kind of more the same thing that we've been seeing.
Yeah, unfortunately, the tale of they need Jackson to be a hero every game. And sometimes he plays good, but not legendary. You know what I mean? And my man still threw for 253 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. I haven't even looked at the stats, but I'm sure he led the team in rushing again. You know what I mean? Like
I think he was up there. Yeah, honestly, I think he did lead the team in rushing. And Drew, I think you said it perfectly. Like, how crazy is it that on 31 other teams, for the most part, you don't want hero ball. Like, you don't want hero ball. And they are asking this man to do that every single week.
Day in, day
out. That's literally what I wrote down, Drew. I mean, you hit it right on the head, man. No pass game. Everything was shorter to sticks. They relying on yards after the catch and relying on, Lamar Jackson to do it too much.
That 2-point conversion just hurt though, because he had it. It was like right on the
yeah. Whew. But Drew, is it not like a microcosm for on both sides? Really, that whole thing was a microcosm for both teams, really, because. Hey, Baltimore have been skating by a la Tennessee, winning those close games, and it finally came back to bite them in the ass.
Lions, they barely beat the Lions.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Time to pay the piper, man. Yeah. It's time to pay the piper.
Well, Big Ben, 236 yards, 2 touchdowns. My man did it. He did it. Good for him.
He did. And honestly, it looked like the kind of the Ben of last 2-3 years.
Ago. Not prime time Ben, but you know.
Nah, but like less, just above average prime time, like maybe on the other side of prime time.
Isn't that so funny that Baltimore needs Jackson to be a legend every game, and Pittsburgh is just hoping for above average Big Ben?
Right. Hey, bro, we don't know what we gonna get, man. Just go out there and sling it. Go out there and sling it.
Just be above average. That's all we ask it. That's all we ask.
That's what they get. That's what they're getting now.
Well, above average, how do you feel about your boy Taysom Hill? Lose to the Cowboys. Hill's stat line, 264 yards, 19 for 41. 2 touchdowns, four picks.
4 of them things. Ooh. He threw 4 of them.
Is that 95 million? Is that worth 95 million?
But listen, for as much as we want to talk shit to that man, he really doesn't care. He just wants to play a good percentage of the snaps so he can get that money. That's all that is. That's all that is. How many snaps you say was? What? 41? 41 at quarterback? Yep. Tally him up, baby. Tally him up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, I mean, Drew, Dallas, they kind of needed that. And honestly, I mean, had Taysom Hill not thrown the 4 picks, I had a lot of things not happen, right? But they needed that defensive resurgence. They needed that offense to come alive, which it didn't look quite as right as they wanted to be.
Not right, you know what I mean? But I know Zeke's still hurt, but yeah, it still looked a little rough, right?
Right. But they needed what they got nonetheless. That's what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, Taysom Hill was also the rushing leader with 101 yards. So I mean,
he knew it all.
You take those 4 picks out of the equation. Yeah,
we are going to justify that contract, baby. Taysom Hill saw you, man. Saw you.
Go for it, man. Go for it, bro. You know who else went for it? And it was great to see. Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew went for it. Led the Eagles to a win. I mean, it was the Jets, but Gardner Minshew, 242 yards, 2 touchdowns. And of course, now we get is he going to take Hurts' job?
Of course. And you know what it was is because the boy was efficient, bro. He was efficient. I want to say what he was 20 or 25.
22 for 28, I think, something like that.
Yeah, not 20, 25.
20 for 25. Perfect.
Yeah, 20, 25. 133 quarterback rating says it all. You know what I mean? Like, and Gardner Minshew, every time he comes out to play, he has something to prove. And it may not always go his way, but I think what he is asking for with his game, Drew, and I'll kick it to you on this, is like, just give me a chance, man. Just make me the guy. Yeah. Make me the guy for an extended period of time. Like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, he's unfortunately got the Fitzpatrick syndrome. You know what I mean? Where he's a stopgap. You know, teams don't want to give him the chance.
What is it about these NFL labels, man?
I don't get it, man, because as as just inconsistent quarterbacks are as a whole, you would think that these guys that have proven time and time again, given an extended chance, they do work, that they don't get more chances. You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
Like, we'll get to it here in a little bit, but like the Giants are about to play Jake Fromm. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I guess in talking about chances, I guess he deserves one. You know what I'm saying? Like he hadn't really got in there, but and you know, I mean, they'll do everything they can to find a quarterback, and I give the league credit on that. But you know, I think Gardner Minshew does deserve a little bit more of a rope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's just so funny, man, how all these great quarterbacks come out of high school into college. That's all you hear about. And then, you remember Ryan Mallett?
Damn sure do. Yeah.
Like my man was supposed to be the next big thing, right?
I mean, all the quarterbacks supposed to be the next big thing, and how quickly that changes.
Little idea I had, we might as well go ahead and give a little teaser. You know how last year in the offseason we did quarterback with the most punchable face. I say we do biggest bust this year as our tournament. Let's talk some draft busts.
Wow.
Get y'all's opinion. Y'all can vote on it on Instagram. We'll set the whole thing up.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well,
there's a lot of them to choose from.
So many. It's going to be fun just making the bracket for that.
Right.
Well, the old football team, Henneke and all, survived the Raiders.
They did.
Man, Carr played okay. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like I don't think my man's got anybody to throw to. You know, like Hunter Renfrow caught 100 for 102 yards, but then his second with the most yards was Jacobs with 38. Like if Waller's out, who does he throw to?
You know what I loved about Jacobs though, bro, is he looked like he was shifty. He was dynamic. He was taking things that were shorter to sticks, making people miss. Like he is a complete running back. I love me some Josh Jacobs. Logan Thomas made a sight, and Heineke loves having Logan Thomas. Okay, like it was the first touchdown. Cool. That's right up his alley. Yeah, I know, right? Like that's the Logan Thomas, you know, roller coaster that you're on or whatnot. But again, Drew, your boy is efficient. Like talk about efficient quarterbacks, 23 of 30, 196 yards. Didn't need to do a whole bunch.
Just needed a chance.
He did. And they are still committed to the rush. Gibson with 23 attempts. Yeah. And the defense is playing a hell of a lot better, Drew.
So much better. Good God. Where was this all year? This would be a whole nother NFC East race, I feel like, if this defense would have shown up early in the season like this.
It makes you wonder what the problem was, though. Like, why, what took so long? And what definitely makes me think of that kind of more so is that the fact that they are still missing their two stars in Sweat and Chase Young.
Yeah.
And their resurgence. So what was going on? Can you sustain it when they get back?
All about that chemistry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, another team whose defense decided to show up, the Chiefs. Chiefs won that game solely on the defense. Because talk about offense that's just isn't clicking and isn't looking good.
Right.
Kansas City, man. If you were to tell me that their climb back to research, like being tops of the AFC was based on their defense?
Yeah. Well, and apparently, like they have been playing Chris Jones out of position for the longest time, and like just they were trying to outsmart themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like they had him playing end when he should have just been at tackle, and they moved him back to tackle. Wrecking shop. So
he almost looks like I watched a close up of the line, and it almost looks like every snap he could just reach out and just push the quarterback over.
Right. Melvin Ingram coming over from the Steelers, you know what I'm saying? That didn't work out. Now it's working out for him. Daniel Sorensen does just enough every season
to stay on the team.
Like he'll make that one play, and that got me another year, Jane. Let's go.
He picked his spot.
Yep, that's what it is, and he got it. He needed that at a big stop. DeAndre Baker, shout to DeAndre Baker, kind of making, you know, coming with a couple of tackles, had a pass defense yesterday. So shout to him, man. People were ready to kick him out of the league after, you know, being drafted by the Giants and washing out there. So shout to him, man.
Yeah. I mean, you love when defenses come together with some people that didn't really fit other places. You know what I mean? Like everyone wants to pull for the bad news bears, you know?
Right. And they say we're a society of haters. I beg to differ.
Just like a good underdog. You know what I mean?
That's what it is.
But when that underdog gets too big for their britches, we hate them again, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just give and take, you know?
We can't be happy.
Because, I mean, everyone was pulling for the Patriots at first.
Right. It was a great story until Tom became the GOAT.
Mm-hmm. And then everyone's like, I hate the Patriots.
Yeah. You can win a little bit in this life. You can't win a whole bunch. Yeah.
It's got to go around, you know? All right. Well, let's get into housekeeping notes. Like we said earlier, Pittsburgh beating Baltimore, but rumor is Big Ben's been telling his circle this is last year in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you had to see this coming, man. That arm just ain't doing. I mean, insert adjective. Like it just ain't doing. You know what I mean?
I like how they worded it. At least all the shows that I watched, that it was like still a little dangler that he might play for another team.
Nah, I think he might.
He done.
I don't know what other team is gonna want that at quarterback, and like what team has the weapons right now to support that.
But I just think for sheer storyline and entertainment, I think Cleveland and Pittsburgh need to switch quarterbacks next year.
You would love that, wouldn't you? You would love that. Yeah.
Why not?
Would Baker? Ooh, I mean, if they doing this to Big Ben, what the hell are they gonna do to Baker? He start messing up. You know what I mean? Like,
that's fair. That's fair. Panthers fired their offensive coordinator, the young protege that everyone was ready to hand him head coaching jobs.
They were
Joe Brady.
Yeah. I was surprised because he came into the league with a lot of hype riding that LSU championship. You know what I mean?
Everyone was pumped for that.
A lot of hype, and
I was pumped we got that dude.
Yeah, and how quickly it changed. I just like talk about what went wrong. What was it that he wasn't doing with that offense? Like,
I mean, was he not designing it for Cam? You know what I mean? Like limited abuse. Because I feel like when Darnold was in there and CMC was in there, I mean, he had some plays. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like execution's our problem. I don't know if the play calls are problem.
Okay, I was going to say that. Is it also you gotta like injuries? Like he may have designed an offense for people who weren't available. You know what I mean? Like is that
definitely
really his
land
fault?
Somewhere. You know what I mean? Like watch him be the Oklahoma head coach or something. You know what I mean? Like he'll get something.
Could be that time.
Because you know what, you always know that the offensive coordinators go right before the coach. So I mean, is Rule next? You know what I
mean? 10-year contract. I don't know how many did they give him 10 years or something like that?
No, I think they gave him like 4.
It was like 5. Okay, I knew it was longer than like 3.
Yeah,
I knew that.
I think it's like 4 or 5. I can't remember what.
Yeah,
but I'm hoping if he does go,
right.
I'm just saying, I've been a fan of this dude for a hot minute. Eric Bieniemy needs to come to Charlotte.
Somebody need to
talk about someone calling plays.
Yeah, somebody need to get that man a job.
Come on.
Will another offseason go by and Bieniemy still not be a head coach is going to be a question. Needs to be answered.
Travesty. Which shout out to Notre Dame. I know we're an NFL show, but shout out to Notre Dame football for giving a first-time coach a shot. You know what I mean? And a minority coach in at the same. You know what I mean? Like most NFL teams aren't doing that. So shout out to Notre Dame for doing.
Yeah, we gonna see how it. I mean, he'll get a shot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's the beautiful thing about it.
Yeah. We talked about it earlier. Ravens cornerback Marlon Humphrey torn pectoral muscle. Ow.
Yeah.
Done for the year.
Yeah.
Baltimore, man, it's just not y'all's year.
It really isn't.
They are trying to take y'all. Y'all keep winning, and the universe just keeps plucking y'all's players.
Yeah, but what the will to win though? You got to admire the will to win to keep winning.
I mean, not
and
this
all
past
that.
week, but they
Well,
could
yeah,
have.
right. If not for you missed it by that much, man.
When you live by that,
much.
when you live on the edge like that, you're bound to lose a game here and there.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
If not more than one, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like multiple. But yeah, I'm with you. Injury bug, like you have to think, Drew. There's no way. And good for you, Baltimore fans, for next year, but there's no way that you can still be that injured next year.
Hopefully.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, just by the sheer numbers.
I feel like it caught up to y'all. You know what I mean? I feel like y'all had a great year last year.
Yes.
And it caught up to y'all.
And hopefully it doesn't keep catching up to us.
You don't want to be the NFC Baltimore.
Right.
You know
no, we don't want to do that.
I hear you. Washington football team tight end, your boy, Logan, avoids an ACL tear though, but still timetable unknown. Still got to run some tests on that knee. But he didn't tear the ACL.
He didn't, and good on him. But damn, bro, I just got you back in the lineup. Like you couldn't even last a game in the lineup. You was out of there. You know what I'm saying?
Did he get too big too fast? Like what happened? Like, is he just one of those poor guys that's just injury prone? Like.
It might be that way because, like, you got to think, like, for the duration of this man's football career, he wasn't taking hits. He was a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So, maybe a lot too fast. Got to build the body up, take those hits over the course of your youth. You didn't do that, bro. You did not do that. So,
fair.
Old bones are brittle.
Yeah. Nah, if I know anything, I know that to be true right now. Good God, man. Well, we got to talk about it, man. How do you feel about your boy Antonio Brown getting suspended?
Man. I mean, I'm surprised. Well, I was surprised that it was 3 games. Put it to you that way, but deserved. He deserved it, bro. Like, I mean, you try to skate around the rules like that. And bro, this man he should have a short rope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like he should just with all the stuff. With all the stuff going on,
he was staying out of trouble. I mean, minus lying about capping a guard,
right? Like he was staying out of trouble, keeping his.
That's
head
why
down.
my man was quiet though, because he knew he had that fake card in his back pocket. He was like,
"Well," and you got to think, man. I mean, like actually, I don't know, man. I'm at a loss because you have this opportunity to finally come back. That's probably why the ankle injury was taking a little bit too long. You know what I'm saying? Because they knew this was coming down. Yeah. But damn, I mean, like in this day and age, it's like I could see if he did something a little bit more egregious, a normalized like crime or something like that. But in this day, touching COVID with fake cars, man, it stinks a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna lie, I am a little disappointed Aaron Rodgers didn't get something though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was everybody ain't equal apparently. You know what I'm saying? Because he should have caught some games too. Maybe the only thing I can say that maybe they'll to justify, which I honestly if you can't, then you can't. But with Aaron Rodgers, he was the first one to mislead, and then Antonio Brown was the second case, and Mike Edwards was the second case. So now it's like, okay, well, it's a pattern here with players. We need to give somebody a suspension now. So if somebody does it again, or if they find it more, I wouldn't be surprised if it's more games. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, good. But I mean, we didn't talk about it in the recap because I mean, we expected y'all to beat the Falcons, but I mean, passing game didn't look that off without him. You know what I mean? Godwin 143 yards, Evans 99, Gronk had 4 catches for 58 yards. CDs. Fournette caught 7 passes and a touchdown. You know what I mean? Like Gio caught a pass.
Yeah,
you got Perryman back. You know, Brate's still in the mix. Like Jesus, dude.
Yeah, there's a lot of pass catches on that team. There's only
Tyler
one
Johnson.
arm.
We didn't talk about. Where's Scooter? Scooter doing okay?
Yeah, he's all right. He's out there, getting some snaps. But 51 attempts for Brady, man. But like that arm ain't slowing down. That 44-year-old arm. But I still think they're going to need Brown back. Put it that way. So that's why I don't think he gets cut. You know what I'm saying? But they're still going to need him for the Super Bowl run. Like the Falcons aren't a team that you would need all your weapons at your disposal. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, shout out to Patterson for Falcons still tearing it up, man.
That dude's a dog, bro. That dude's a dog. Yeah. Pay that man.
Did you see that hit on 49ers running back Trent Cannon? My man got
I heard
scary hit. Luckily, I hate to say it like this, but just a concussion. You know what I mean? Like, luckily, avoided like neck injuries or anything.
Well,
like
that's
that.
what I'm saying. Like, just a concussion is great. That's
right,
like,
right. But still, you hate it. I've had concussions, not fun. But he spent the night in the hospital just as a precaution. But he was released today. So shout out to him. Hopefully he has a speedy recovery, and please don't take another hit like that. Jets wide receiver Corey Davis having core surgery, out for the season. Is that usually like a sports hernia or something? Is that what core
I would think so, unless you have like a strain or like a severe strain or something like that.
Pulled oblique or something.
Yeah.
Or torn oblique. Ooh,
a lot of oblique tears this year. A lot of oblique tears.
Yeah, which is crazy because I'm sure them dudes do a million crunches. You know what I mean? Like,
probably why them shit's tearing.
Yeah. See, you need fluff. You need give. That's you don't hear about a lineman tearing an oblique. You know what I mean?
Just a strain. Look at Ali Marpry. Linemen just strain. They don't tear.
Yeah. They got enough padding. You know what I mean?
There you
go. We alluded to it earlier. Giants quarterback Daniel Jones, neck injury, unlikely to play Sunday. Jake Fromm likely to get the nod.
Jake
Fromm. Got him from the Bills practice squad this week.
Yeah.
So don't even want to know what kind of limited playbook that's going to be about.
Yeah, and we'll see. I mean, Jake Fromm, he's got a little cachet, y'all. I mean, y'all know who he is. You know what I'm saying? He just hadn't done anything since he's been in the league, but everybody gets a shot, man. And, he's got an opportunity. What he's going to make of it.
Hope the other team doesn't have a lot of Bama players.
Oh, yeah. I guess just another bit of breaking news. Keenan Allen, on the reserve COVID-19 list. Yeah. I just saw it on the halftime report. That ain't gonna be good, bro.
That hurts our bear. Hey, maybe Mike Williams, your time to shine, bro.
Don't get hurt.
Vikings wide receiver Adam Thielen, that dreaded high ankle sprain. Unlikely to play Thursday.
That's a month. That's a month right there. 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, you done, son. Cut. Yeah. Call it. I mean, you're losing to the Lions. Just call it.
Damn, that might be his season. You know what I'm saying? They'll make the playoffs, is it?
Mm-hmm. All right, well, let's get into my favorite 3 and out.
Let's do it.
Will you do the honors, sir, on first down?
Oh, yes, sir. And listen, first down, got to kick it off strong, bro. Talking about Minnesota with
look at that
Minnesota's loss to Detroit. Is it safe to say now, Drew, that the NFC is set with the top 8 teams?
Yeah, I think so. I don't see any of those teams popping up out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Like, isn't it crazy that we were all in thinking the NFC West was going to get all these teams in, and look at the whole NFC East.
Right?
They
just won't die. They just won't die.
They won't.
They can't let anybody else have the fun. No, we are the big market teams, and we deserve to be here. Okay, that's what they say. That's what they say, or maybe that's what the league is saying for my conspiracy theorists out there. I don't know.
If you're a kid, okay, all right. Hypothetical,
right?
You're the league office, and you're fixing games.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the storyline winner this year?
Ooh, for the storyline winner?
Because, I mean, you got to think we're going to have Bucks Patriots in the Super Bowl if the powers that be. You know what I mean?
And I hate to be a homer here, but if it's truly a storyline, I think the Bucks are definitely making it back to the Super Bowl. Now, who would make the greatest storyline if they play? I think it would be the Patriots or Bucks Chiefs Part 2. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, I mean, the Chiefs are turning on at the right minute.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah.
All right. Something to keep an eye on.
No, let's keep an eye on. Where the cops at? Where the Jakes?
Oh, Jake. All right, second down, Shawn. Say these quarterbacks are playing well, but their teams decide to move on from them after this year, or they price themselves out of being a backup.
Right.
If your team is in the market for a quarterback, would you rather have Gardner Minshew, Baker Mayfield, or Jimmy Garoppolo?
Oh man, with that, damn, you picked a hell of a 3 quarterbacks. Damn, I gotta say, Jimmy G has, like, I want to say Jimmy G, but he has not been good in big spots.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I.e. Like Super Bowl,
right? He is, and he's just inconsistent. I gotta say, bro. Damn, after what I've been seeing from, I would say, like I would be on that Baker train, but after what I've been seeing, I just don't know. Give me Minshew. Give me Minshew.
Magic.
Give me Minshew, man. Like, magic. I think I like out of those 3 and what I've seen, and maybe
come back home to Carolina, bro.
I just haven't seen enough out of Gardner Minshew recently, so it's a recency bias of what I've seen in a bad way, you know what I'm saying, for the other 2 quarterbacks, but give me Gardner.
I kind of want to see what the Panthers season would look like if we took gave Minshew a second chance instead of Darnold.
Yeah, I could see it happening, because
I would love to have a crystal ball and just be like, what if?
Yeah, Tepper has shown that he don't care. Like, he don't care. He will get players in,
stacking quarterbacks, bro.
Let's pay everybody.
Yeah,
pay everybody.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. He don't care.
Yeah,
so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
You think Philly won't? You think Philly won't take a 2nd round pick? You know what I'm saying, for Gardner Minshew, 3rd round pick.
Unfortunately, it would have to be a 3rd round because the Jets have our 2nd round for.
That's right, for
Darnold.
Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Damn.
And a 4th. But hey,
all right. Hey, listen.
I don't. I've lost track now.
Right. There's so many picks. All right, 3rd down, bro. With 5 games left to play, will the Washington football team stay in the field and win the NFC East from the Dallas Cowboys?
Ooh, I mean, you know me, my heart wants to say yes. You know what I mean? Right. But I don't know if my mind can
now
say
keep
that.
Keep in mind that, like, I did look at the schedule for these teams. So, like, the NFC East, we probably talked about this in the preview show. Well, 2-game lead, but they all play each other. So Dallas has got Philadelphia the next, like, it's Dallas, Philadelphia for, I think, the football team or something like that. But they all play each other, like, in these last 5 weeks. So it could happen.
See, that's where I get worried, because I think head to head, Dallas probably takes Washington.
And so Dallas has Washington this week coming up. Talk about a game.
I got a feeling Dallas going to win that game.
But Dallas in these last 5 games also plays Arizona as well. And that's like, so I think,
you got to think they'll split with most of the teams.
Right.
Man, I think the way the NFC is right now, I think Dallas wins the division. Washington gets a wild card.
Gets in.
Probably like the 7th seed. You know what I mean? I think either Washington or Philly is going to get that 7th seed. You know what I mean? So we'll see how their head-to-head matchups go.
Yeah, and that's the thing is Philly
Minshew versus Heineke.
Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought, baby? You love to see it.
Oh, wow.
That is the John Everyman Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They love to see that.
Yeah. No, all
right, listen, we getting an extra down here. I got an extra question for you, Drew.
Flag on the play.
On the play.
Repeat 3rd down.
Repeat. Listen, put it simply, who is hot and who is not? Who is hotter right now, Drew? The Washington football team.
4 straight.
Or the Miami Dolphins.
Ooh. I got to go Washington just because I love them. I love seeing them.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I love, like, they're fired up. Riverboat Ron's rolling the dice. You know what I mean? Like, I love it. I think that they can keep winning. I just hope that these NFC East trap divisional rivalry games, if they can split with Dallas, I feel really good.
Well, and that's the thing about these divisional games. I mean, just the perfect example was what happened in Minnesota yesterday, playing a divisional game against a team who has nothing, right?
Yeah.
Losing to the Detroit Lions. Divisional games, it don't matter how bad or good the teams are. Divisional games can be won or lost, and these teams are, awfully close in record. Washington's resurgent. Don't think Dallas gonna run over these boys, man. It ain't gonna happen.
No.
So
they've especially if they can't get their run game back.
Yeah, but Miami's hot. They are hot. They're hot. They're hot right now.
Yeah, I just, me, man. I just can't quite give Tua.
But he's been playing well.
I know.
He's been playing.
I know.
Yeah. Waddle coming up too.
Yeah. And the defense is finally tracking. Yes,
sir.
Yeah. Oh, I would love that if they played this week. Like, let's just settle
Miami
on the field.
And Washington.
Who's the hottest team? You're both on some win streaks. Figure it out.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we don't
flex the game. NFL flex it.
Make
it happen.
Make it happen. We don't need to see no stinking divisional game. Give us two teams that don't make no sense.
just have a pay-per-view schedule. Like every week, they just release the teams, and then the fans pick which games they want to see which teams play against. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fans pick it out.
All right, fourth down. I guess I'm going for it because it's a question kind of near and dear to your heart right now. Brady and Gronk are now second on the all-time touchdowns by a duo.
Mm-hmm.
Besides them, who is your favorite quarterback receiver duo of all time? It doesn't have to be the best. It doesn't have to be who you think. It's just who did you enjoy watching? Who
is my favorite? Good question, man. Good question. That's a really good question, actually. I think weirdly enough, like I really didn't get that feeling and kind of follow me here, but I never really got that JJ Redick feeling, so to speak, until I was watching Brady and Moss in that whatever season it was. I can't even remember right now, but he beat everybody. Magic. They just beat everybody. Like, great. And I was like, every week I was just like, man, like he's just running go routes. Like, how cute come you can't stop it, and they nobody can stop it. Not even a prime Darrelle Revis. Like,
right. That was he was in their division.
Yep.
Oh man, I got two favorites.
All right.
I got honorable mention Brett Favre and Donald Driver. It was like right when I was getting into football, and I was pulling for the Packers because I didn't really have a team. Yeah, and I just loved watching them. They were fantastic, and it was also one of the first Madden games I bought. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, you have that special fondness.
You got to fondness. Yeah.
But my all-time favorite duo to watch, and I'm a homer here, it's Jake Delhomme and Steve Smith. I love it. I love like those years when they were on fire. They were on fire.
It's a good one. Yeah, it is a good one. Yeah, I mean, I hate them, but
no, I understand. I understand.
Right. Yeah.
So I was trying to think like who was Brad Johnson's like go-to target back in the day.
I mean, Brad Johnson was really throwing to Keyshawn Johnson. That was
my
him.
Guy.
I think my favorite Bucks tandem. I think honestly, before now, it has to be Winston and Evans. Definitely, like Evans is just my guy.
Yeah,
but like that's more recent. I gotta say honestly, bro, it's probably Jeff Garcia, Joey Galloway.
Oh, that's fair. That's a good one. I forgot y'all had some good years with Garcia.
Yeah,
that's fun. All right, well, let's get into I enjoyed our NFC AFC talk last week. Let's get in a little more specific. Let's do an NFC West roundup because those teams had a lot going on Sunday.
They did.
Cardinals obviously get Murray back, threw for 2 touchdowns, ran for 2 touchdowns, kind of picked up where he left off.
Yeah.
Took care of business in Chicago.
Well, and honestly, I think they were happy to bring those boys back against a Bears team who, they should have beat anyway.
Right.
But
Who
Kyler
also
still
looked like they had fun though. We'll put that a couple trick plays here and there. You know what I mean? Like they're trying.
They know where they at. They just know where they at. But you saw what you wanted to see out of Kyler. You know what I mean? Like he still had a multitude of touchdowns. DeAndre Hopkins looked spry. Defense, like obviously did their thing. So it's stay the course. If I'm the Cardinals, you know what I mean? Stay the course. Stay the course.
Yeah. We also had Connor ran the ball well, 75 yards.
Damn sure did. I gotta give it to him. I'm not really a James Conner fan, but I think he's doing work this season, much more than he ever did in Pittsburgh, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Change the scenery.
Well, the Rams also have one of our lovely get right games against the Jaguars. Stafford took care of the ball, 3 touchdowns, no picks. And Sony Michel, my man, ran for 121 yards and a touch.
Finally, everybody was like, oh, God, running game in LA. We thought we were getting it. You know what I mean? But especially with Sony Michel, they finally they made the trade worth it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Getting him from over, like they need to keep it going, basically. Wonder what they have next week.
Yeah, poor Jags. That's all they're good for right now is a get right game as the other part of the get right game.
I mean, somebody's got to be it. You know what I mean? Like some teams got to be the get right team. And unfortunately,
in the wrestling world, they're called jobbers. And they jobbed to the Rams for sure on Sunday. Them and the Texans right now.
I love that word. I'm going to use that word in my everyday life.
Yeah. You just being a jobber right now.
Being a jobber.
Well, the two teams that played each other in the division didn't think this, and this actually hurt you and your locks. Seattle beat San Fran.
I didn't see it coming.
Russell Wilson, 231 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Garoppolo also threw for 299 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 2 picks.
And that's what we're talking about. The same thing that happened with Burrow is the same thing that happened with Jimmy G. It's like his stat line doesn't look that bad, but those 2 picks were bad, and they weren't good. Jimmy G's just got limitations, man, and that's why, like I don't know, how'd you feel about it?
I was just very shocked. Like and I hate to say this because I mean they were a good team just last year, you know what I mean? But I kept waiting for Seattle to fall apart. I thought there was going to be one big like pick 6 or like a fumble recovery by the 49ers. Like when it was 30-23, I was like, when are they going to lose this?
Yeah. And you want to know the crazy thing about it is Seattle won, and this was Gerald Everett meltdown game. Like he had 2 fumbles in the red zone and caused another interception. You know what I'm saying? Like how
meltdown game. That's a great term. You had a meltdown game.
He just did nothing well. Kittle was doing everything well. 9 receptions, 181 yards, 2 TDs. Like that dude is a monster. And it just wasn't like for as monster of a game as he had, they needed a little bit more from Ayuk, and the rushing game wasn't all the way there. The defense wasn't all the way there this week, and I think that hurt them. Divisional games, man, it's divisional games.
Yeah, and the NFC is getting tight.
Yep,
can't lose those. Let's check in with the NFC North. Lions get their first win. Look at them.
Look at them boys. Look at them. And now what from Minnesota? That's the question. What from Minnesota?
You like that?
Yeah. Oh man, Kirk Cousins, man. And it ain't really like, I feel like there's more questions being posed to Mike Zimmer right now, or about Mike Zimmer, than there are about Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, you think he's gonna follow Nagy? And
I think so. At this point, it seems like, yeah.
Well,
I think he might be the biggest name.
We're celebrating the Lions getting their first win. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, and like that's not something you expect in week 14, So, and we're celebrating the Lions getting their first win. The Bears lost. The Vikings obviously lost to the Lions. But bro, if Rodgers leaves this division,
Mm-hmm.
who is the future of the NFC North? Because I didn't see anything from Jordan
Yeah.
Love saying that Green Bay would be fine. You know what I mean?
You asked the question, man, and I'll be honest, like I really thought about it. I would have to say that the Packers are probably, say Aaron Rodgers leaves, the Packers are just in good of a position to still repeat because of what they still have already in place. Like, yes, Aaron Rodgers is a straw that stirs that drink, but it's still a damn good drink.
Yeah.
If you kind of look around
Aaron Jones,
without
AJ
Aaron
Dillon,
Rodgers,
defense
Devontae
is
Adams. Yeah,
popping up.
if they can get
If
Devontae Adams
if
back,
Adams doesn't walk out too, though.
right? That's what I'm saying. The defense looking all right. So they just need, and the coaching in place, like that playbook looking right nice right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like their offense is top. So got to give LaFleur credit. But if they don't do it, I mean, it's got to be Minnesota by maybe the Bears. I don't know, man. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. It's a rough looking division.
Who would you say if you had to choose?
I'd have to say, just based on the tradition of the team, that you got to think the Bears will kick Nagy out and get a decent coach in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'd feel better as a Bears fan than any of the other teams.
Yeah. And that's a good spot to be in because, like, again, they have pieces and they do have a young quarterback now who, if Rodgers is out of that division, should be the best in the division. Yeah. So,
yeah. Well, we got our first Your Team updates of the season. It's from our boy Alex Hofford with the Detroit Lions. So, Alex, go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Lions win, baby. They've already won, so now I'm wearing suits forever. I think that's what I have to do in order to keep them winning, I guess. So this is how I look now. And, if the season restarted this weekend, we'd be 1-0. So Super Bowl 2022, let's go.
All right, Alex, good. Congrats, man. First win of the season.
Yeah,
we're pulling for
coming.
Campbell. You know what I mean? We're pulling for Dan Campbell. We hope this is the beginning of some stuff for them.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into our matchups of the week. My matchup, I think you will be happy to talk about this, but I got the Buffalo Bills at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Didn't see that coming. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, we got Buffalo, who is currently losing to the Patriots in just a terrible condition game. Like, no one can kick the ball, probably not throw the ball. I don't know. But Buffalo's going to need a win next week. You know what I mean? Because what does that make them? 7-5 if they lose tonight?
If they lose tonight, that would make them 7-5. And
they don't want to be 7-6 in this this AFC race.
Well, and I think as fans, we're all better for it, Drew. But like, you kind of point to a bigger thing here. Kind of the overarching theme is that these losses feel like they count as 2 losses right now because all the teams in the AFC and the NFC are stacked right in that same little. So
that's the butts right now.
Yeah, seeding is going to matter. And a loss, you can't take it right now. You really can't.
No. Especially when you potentially lose to the Patriots tonight. Yeah, playing a Tampa Bay team whose offense is heating up. I mean, not that y'all were really cold to begin with, but good God, Brady's just slinging the ball, and then you never know when Fournette's going to go off for 100 yards. So you know what I mean? Like, way to show the multi ways the Bucs can beat you.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know. Is your secondary getting healthy? Like, how, can you give us an update?
Carlton Davis was back in there. Carlton Davis shutting down. You know what I'm saying? Shutting down folks. Sean Murphy-Bunting still looking mediocre.
But he's in there. Okay.
But in there nonetheless. Jamel Dean, we'll see. I think he might have a concussion, but either way, the secondary is getting a little healthy. I want to see if Jordan Whitehead comes back. But Drew, I think you spoke to it. The Bucs can beat you multiple ways. I want to see what the Buffalo defense has for Tampa Bay because,
who's also got some secondary health issues.
Right. Exactly. But a secondary, Trey White's out, but they got some
still
horses
got Micah
back
Hyde,
there. They still got some horses back there. Poyer, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so even though Poyer got beat bad on that long run by Harris, but everybody's due a bad play now and then, but they still got some horses back there. So I want to see what the Buffalo defense has coming on the road and what will be a hostile environment. I got a feeling Tampa Bay fans are not going to sell their tickets to Buffalo fans this week. So
a lot warmer of a game than they're currently in right now.
True, which they'll love. They'll love that.
Yeah. All right. Well, what's your which matchup you got your eye on this week?
All right, man. Well, listen, we talked about this, and this is honestly this is the first matchup I picked. I saw the Bucks. I knew that was coming. I picked this matchup first because of what it means for all of us. Okay. The San Francisco 49ers versus the Cincinnati Bengals.
Ooh.
That's my matchup this week, man.
I like it.
Listen, each of these teams need a win. Like both of them need a win if they want to get themselves in a playoff race. The Niners just coming off a loss, you know what I'm saying? Like they were hot. They were, probably the third hottest team. And I say 3 because they just lost, but like they needed to the Seahawks. And now the Seahawks, we didn't mention it before, but they're just going to play spoiler at this point. Like they're not going anywhere, but they will ruin some teams' chances if you have them left on your schedule. But San Francisco,
they keep inserting random running backs, and it gets the job done. Like Homer got it done this year.
3 for 80
or this week. Like
what? 3 for 80 and a touch, I think. But that loss now drops San Francisco down to the 7th spot. They can't afford to take another loss here. You know what I'm saying? Either way, but kind of digging into it, bro.
Battle of the 7 seeds. Look at that.
It is. They don't want to leave that. Playoff implications. Both teams had quarterbacks make costly mistakes this past game, right? So like, who's gonna double down? Which one is going to
through 2 more picks?
Right, because it's going to be one of them.
One of them can happen.
Will they bounce back? Drew, the Bengals, and here's my tail of the tape, basically. But like the Bengals are 3rd in sacks. Jimmy G ain't gonna like that. The Bengals are also 4th in rush yards against, and San Francisco loves to rush the ball. You know what I'm saying?
17 running backs. So
that's what I'm saying. So like, will the Niners rush game get back on track? The Niners, however, are 4th. Their secondary pretty good, even though Josh Norman got beat pretty bad. But 4th in pass yards against
on that team.
Right? He's forgettable nowadays. But he's 4th in pass yards against, right? But the Niners are also obviously rushing. They're 7th in rush yards. So like, will the Bengals be able to pass? They want to pass the ball. That's what they do. I want to see if the Niners can stick to their game plan. I want to see if the Bengals can stick to their platform. One of these is not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the strengths is not going to go off. So
hit you with the Madden quote, like the team that scores the most points usually wins the game.
Goddamn right. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it simple, Jack. Keep it simple.
Nice. I love it. Well, our marquee matchup of this week, I think we got to talk about it because both teams need a win. We love matchups where teams are desperate.
Desperate.
Baltimore Ravens, Cleveland Browns.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Baltimore's got to bounce back from that rough Pittsburgh loss.
And I don't know what it is, Drew, but like Cleveland coming off a bye still feels like they're coming off a loss. Is it because they lost the week before? Is that what it is? Like,
yeah, as someone whose team is coming off of a bye, who's not doing that well, it feels like a loss.
Yeah, I mean, we lost coming in there and going into our bye, so like I damn sure feel that. I know what it's like. But I gotta ask Drew, like, and I don't Drew Cleveland. I'm talking to you, Cleveland. Coming off this bye. Are you right? Are you ready to fulfill what your aura said you were going to be this year? Like, that's my question for Cleveland. They're coming off a bye. They should be a little bit more healthy. They should get their game plans back together. They should have a focus on what they need to do. Are they going to do it? Like, are they ready to meet expectations? Is it time?
I think it all depends on how many yards Chubb and Hunt have combined.
I mean, so goes
I would love this
Cleveland as a
game.
rushing game.
Yeah, I would love this game to be another snow game, and just who can run the ball better.
Ooh.
Who could run the ball better?
I don't know if the football guys would gift us that scenario. I would love that, man. Cleveland, Baltimore snow game, 2 Russian teams. Ooh.
And in a shocking twist of events, Baltimore re-signs Mark Ingram, big trust back.
I don't think the Saints letting that man go.
Nah, that's fair. I mean, they should.
Right. So
they do anything.
But honestly, I gotta say, like, for whichever team loses, Drew, that's 2 losses in a row. And not only that, but if Baltimore loses, it's 2 losses in the division. You know what I'm saying? Like, in a row. So that, like, for each one of these teams, talk about a desperate matchup. That's exactly what this is. And it should be, and they should play like it. So I think we are all going to be better for it. If Cleveland loses, Drew, are we having the Baker Keenum debate again next week?
Oh, no doubt. Unless he plays great and they just lose because they got out by Jackson just played better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he can still have a good performance and they lose this game.
If it's not his fault, basically.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then we can start pointing fingers at everybody else.
I mean,
but the quarterback always takes the heat. You know what I mean? Like,
of course. But that's what they sign up for, is it not?
Right.
You know
that's why they make $95 million as opposed to $40 million.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I want to see which defense is going to stop the rush, because that's what both teams do well. I want to see if both teams are a little bit. Well, we know Baltimore ain't gonna be healthy, but like, what's Cleveland looking like? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
it's so the real question is, who does Baltimore lose this week?
At this point, that's got to be the question that's being asked, because it's almost like one per week. It seems like, and they're just big. It's big name after big name, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it was nice to see Sammy catch a touchdown.
Yeah.
Old Watkins had old TD.
Yeah.
Look at that guy.
God, has so much cachet coming into the league and just did not live up to it. Yeah.
Clemson receivers.
DeAndre Hopkins ain't said nothing though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, he good. He got to keep him out of that debate.
Yeah.
Him and Hunter Renfrow.
Yeah. 102-yard one cutter. Let's get into these locks, because I went 1-1 last week, and the football gods hated you. You went 0-2 last week.
I forgot my locks, but I'm not surprised.
Steelers let you down. You picked the Steelers to lose to Baltimore, and you picked San Fran to lose to Seattle. Both teams played spoiler.
Booth ass boys.
Yeah. I picked the Bengals to beat the Chargers. My bad. Shouldn't have doubted my team.
You did.
But I did pick Denver to lose to the Chiefs, and because of that lovely defense now, this in Kansas City, that happened. So both sitting at 13-11.
Oh, we tied. So we good. We tied.
I needed a bounce back week.
Yeah.
And 1-1 got it done. So Shawn, who I will start off with the loss this week. I am picking, and it's so funny that you picked your matchup and then the marquee matchup that we ended up going with, but because I picked both those games.
Nice.
I have the Browns losing to the Ravens. Don't think they bounce back.
Okay. Well, listen, we got to go crisscross, because I have the Browns winning against Baltimore. We got a match off. We got a lock off right here. I got the Browns winning against Baltimore.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So with that, I'll go into my loss.
I love it. We got a lot riding on that game next week.
We got a lot riding on that game. Yes, sir. Could be the whole race when it comes down to it. You know what I'm saying? But my loss, I think you're gonna like this one, Drew. It's I went big matchups this week. I have Arizona Cardinals losing to the Los Angeles Rams, getting it done.
I didn't think you'd be expecting anything. What? You picking the Rams? Okay.
Picking the Rams. I think the Rams get it done.
Look at you.
Trying to get that taste out of their mouth from earlier on this season. Hell yeah. I think Ramsey is gonna be amped up So is Aaron Donald, even though, Aaron Donald hadn't been really being Aaron Donald here recently, but I think he gets up for this game, man.
Okay. All right. Well, it's going to be a good week for the Rams then, because I have the Bengals beating the 49ers.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Another matchup we talked about, man. I like it. I like it. Bengals on top.
Real quick, and this is off the record. It's not on your locks. I've already written them down.
Right.
Do the Bucks beat the Bills this week?
Oof. Oh. Do the Bucks beat the Bills? Yeah. Looking at the way they're playing right now, yeah, I gotta say that they do. I think the offense might be a little bit too much for them, man, because they look a little bit discombobulated here. And
I love that word. That's one of my favorite words.
It is a good word. It's a good word. But they're at home right now, and just a little update right now. It's 11-7 still.
11-7. Did they go for
the
2?
Third quarter? The Patriots got one. I don't know if they did or not. No, they just got a touchdown.
Okay,
but maybe a touch. Did they
get a safety?
Yeah, no, they went for 2 and got a field goal. 11 points.
Okay,
yeah.
I got you. All right. Yeah. I was like, there was 2 field goals and a safety or a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, 11 points.
Maybe they don't want to kick, which they kicked the field goal, but whatever.
Right. But I think the offense might be too much for them, man, for right now. So I think the Bucks get a dub, and they need a marquee dub over a marquee team.
I mean, this was what could have been a Super Bowl preview last year. You know what I mean? So I'm excited about it. It's going to be a great game. I don't have a horse in there. I don't care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So whatever.
I'm ready to
watch good football.
I'm ready to see it. Yes, sir.
I just hope my Panthers play spoiler. And because, I mean, we got 5 wins. We're not getting that great of a draft pick. So, let's do whatever.
But teams gonna rush up for them quarterbacks, man. So maybe y'all are just gonna benefit with picking another good player, man. I like. You want to know what's weird? I think I had a day nightmare, really, because I was like, oh shit, J.C. Horn's really good, and he's not playing right now because he's injured. But yeah.
Defense is gonna be good, man. It's just who we got throwing the ball. That's gonna be a big old question in Charlotte going forward.
That's a big thing, though.
Yeah. I mean, how many times we sit here and talk about great teams with no quarterback? I don't want to be a great team with no quarterback, so I hope we get it figured out quick,
Yeah.
Well, where can they find you online?
At the Kid Suds on Twitter, at nickel_dom FB on Twitter as well. Follow all our content there. And at the illustrious nickel_dom football on IG, baby. Drew, what about you, man? Where can they find all your great stuff?
The good old Drew Harrison comedy.com. And then, as always, hit me up on Instagram. It's my favorite, at Laugh with Harrison. But yeah, we getting close to the playoffs. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We'll see you next week.